Why am I holding a can of Spam? Actually, this does not say Spam on it. It's called luncheon meat. Mario's luncheon meat product of Denmark. Well, maybe I like it fancy. But the point is, spam approaching is totally fucking evil. Spam approaching will ruin your life. Stick around in this video. I'm going to give you alternatives to spam approaching. Because if you're spam approaching, you're going to ruin your life. Only zombies spam approach. So I'm going to give you other alternatives so you don't have to spam approach. All right, let's begin here. Okay, the very first method of approaching is called machine gun approach, because we need to define what a spam approach is. So the very first one, let's write it down. Why am I holding a can of spam? Because spam is evil. All right. Let's write it down over here. This is the old chart of all the students' looks. Not all the students, but just a fraction of them. But the first one is called machine gun approach. And this is the worst one. We're going to compare it to weaponry. Machine gun approach. So what does machine gun approach mean? It means that you are literally trying to find gold. There's only one person here. What the fuck? Maybe, should I redo this video? Let more people know? Okay, more people is here. Never spam approach. So the very first one you can see up there, it's called, hey, what's up? It's called spam approach or machine gun approach. And why do I find this method to be extremely, extremely evil? Evil, dangerous, and should never be attempted. John, why are you holding this in your phone? Okay, don't worry about that. So when I'm using these terms, spam approach is for zombies. It basically means that, you know, they're just going in there. They don't change their tonality. They don't change their emotions, their facial expressions, body language, nothing. They just spam approach. If you don't have enough value, you are not jacked. You're not working out. You are fucked. You have no chance whatsoever when you are doing machine gun approach. You're going to fail. So what can you do about it? That's what a machine gun approach is. Machine gun approach is just another fancy word for RSD spam approaching. It's like zombies, for example. They're walking. Brains. Brains. They have no fucking brains because they have no skills and no brains. They have to spam approach because RSD concept says, oh, it's all about volume. It's all about volume. It's all about spam approaching. It's all about volume. Well, we're going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of it. Owen Cook is not cool. He's a cult leader and he deserves nothing but, you know, everything that he gets. He is evil. He started a zombie apocalypse and I'll talk about it. He is not cool. I don't know why you think he's cool. What's so cool about him? You think he's great? There's no evidence to suggest he's great at Daygame. Everything he teaches is nothing but a cult. This is taking too long. We're getting distracted here. Okay, the strength of spam approaching is that at least you're SMVing it. If you have some height, some race, some muscles, then it makes sense that eventually, after doing a couple thousand approaches, you might get a lay. But I do have students that are 5'3" doing spam approaching. 5'3", like short little Asian guys who were denying, oh, height doesn't matter. Like, until a man wear heelless, get a haircut, and change his fucking faction, then it matters. But man, if you are below 5'9" and you're spam approaching, what the fuck are you doing with your life? That's fucking insane. So the weaknesses of spam approaching is, well, if you got no SMV, you'll burn out. And these Asians these days, they're just burning out very quickly. They're like a rotten banana. Doesn't take much to expire. But at the same time, they don't listen and they argue with you and they're ego tripping. That's why they love spam approaching. They love, as soon as you talk to them, you give them advice, they nod their head, yes, sir. They're already spam approaching. Oh my fucking God. So RSD says your first 1,000 approaches does not count. But that's just a zombie game bullshit. So what does it mean by zombies? Most of these guys are RSD are zombies. Brains. They have no brains. They're autistic. And it's like, oh no, they're autistic. most of the POAs I have taught as students are all autistic, with the exception of maybe one or two normal cases, or easy cases. They either have dark triad personality disorder and autism. Like, even the dating coaches, seriously, almost all of them are on the spectrum. They sound like fucking robots. Their conversations are verbos, as they call it. When I was in an inner circle and I was listening to these naturals talk versus them, they can't even perceive that naturals have social skills or body language. These guys are completely antisocial, wearing a fucking mask. Most of the dating coaches are autistic, and you can't perceive it. But I digress. Anyways, we're just calling a spade a spade. Let's be real here. They don't know they're autistic. They're emotional. They have extrasensory perception, and they're delusional opinions as facts. But they are just the bigger zombies. You see that? The smaller zombies are like brains, and the bigger zombies are like, look at me, I'm a big zombie character doing zombie shit. And the zombies are charmed. And that's the thing. They don't want to offend you. When they offend the zombies attack. And they can't make money when it's attacking, can they? They're not your friends. So basically, a lot of them tell you about spam approaching and the 10% whatever bullshit. So when you spam approach, it's really hard to get women above your look scale. It really is hard. For RSD victims, you're going to get a woman equal or below your look scale. And you're going to feel so good about it when you finally bang a 4 out of 10 looking white woman who's a little bit chubby without makeup. And you're like, oh, game works because RSD made me approach 3,000. By the time you approach 3,000, guess what happens? You're completely burnt out and you're fucked up. And it's hard to be a zombie again. Then you go to Tinder. And there's the end of your story. So if you go direct with spam approaching, you're going to have a woman either swipe left or she's going to swipe right. And in most cases, she's going to swipe left. If you're SMV, if you're below 5'9", you don't look like a whitewash, blackwash, Middle Eastern wash, you're fucked. You got to do thousands and thousands of approaches and give yourself a pat on the back. And that's the problem. So, yeah, exactly. Going direct is just insane when you're mixing with spam approach. It is a recipe for disaster. You're gonna burn in hell, basically. You're gonna be in zombie mode for so long. And some of these zombies have kept in there with RSD for 6 to 8 years, getting barely any results or 0 results. Some of you guys are still virgins. John knows your secret. Some of you Asian RSD victims are like 5'3" and shorter. You're still virgins. What the fuck are you doing? Are you insane? The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. Shit, I hope I turn on this microphone. I don't think this microphone's working. I think this one's working. But regardless, okay? Regardless. Fuck, I didn't set the thing properly. But hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'll get the message across. So the first method, besides machine gun approach, the second one's called the shotgun approach. So what's the shotgun approach? How do you use the shotgun approach? So the shotgun approach is that you find any woman out there that's decent looking. And that has nothing to do. She's bored out of her mind. Even if you don't approach for a while, you can always be like, nah, I'm not gonna approach her. She looks like she's running. She looks, oh, there's a 2 set over there. No, she's a little bit too fat. Don't make excuses. Oh, this one's okay. As long as you're willing to fuck her if she's naked. This is just to get the ball rolling, just to get your dick wet. This is a style that I learned from somebody else. But let's just say you don't want to mix alcohol with this style because it's illegal. Just maneuvering her home and then getting her drunk to deal with objections and then escalate. This is not something I teach. So number one, there's a shotgun method that I'd rather you switch over to. I'll give you 5 alternatives, 4 or 5. So watch the entire video. You know what? That could be so much more accurate, and I could redo this video, but I'm gonna just speak the truth. I'm very tired today. I'm so tired. I barely have the energy to do this, but because I want a video out there. All right. So what is this style? Find any women, approach her. She doesn't have to be best looking as long as you're willing to fuck. So this is shotgun. There's no accuracy in it. Just boom, metaphorically speaking. Just find a woman that's decent looking and talk to her, bring her home, maneuver her home. Don't use alcohol. Use the sexual connection. Sexualize, seeding the maneuver, seeding the sexuality, and dealing with objections. Not goddamn emotional objections. There's no such thing as emotional objection. There's no, it's like, oh, I'm using objections with emotions. Objections are in the left brain. The left side of the brain is the objections. This is where people make decisions. Oh, if the screen's flashing, it's too fucking hot in here. You know, in BC, it's been the hottest fucking place on this planet. Literally, like mussels and fish and shit like that had been cooked alive. 1 billion of them is dead. And it was 130 something degrees Fahrenheit in Canada. So if I'm not melting, I'm just used to the heat because, you know, nothing bothers me. Cold or hot, I can survive anything. But this room is like fucking 40 degrees. So the screen flashes a little bit. Ignore it. All right. So strength is it teaches you how to be more selective for those who he opens like for those who spam approaches by selecting very carefully the women that have nothing to do. You kind of filter out almost 80 or 90% of the women. This will at least give you some insta dates and some practice to pull women home. And for this method is obviously better if you are above 5'9", if you're a white, black, Middle Eastern person looking kind of person. And obviously it doesn't work in every single country. It's been tested in all over Europe. It works better maybe at specific places if you're close to the pole location. The shotgun method, at the very least, I want you guys to switch from spam approaching at least to another method. So this is what they call the shotgun method. Boom. It's just no accuracy. No accuracy. Instead, you're not looking for choosing signals. You're choosing somebody who potentially has nothing to do. And these women will look everywhere. They're like, oh, nothing to do. Oh, what am I going to do? Those are the ones. And you can see across the street and say, that's the one. Sometimes in poker, you must learn how to fold. One way of playing poker is just to say, fold. No, fold, fold, fold. You keep giving up your hand. And then finally you attack. You're like, okay, all in. All my money is in here. And then the other person says, is this a bluff? Everyone else backs down and one person calls your bluff and you beat him and then you make all the money. Does that make sense? Sometimes you can turn off the light switch off, 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 even for an hour. On. Oh, there it is. There is a woman that has nothing to do. Like I said, I learned this style from somebody else. Don't mix alcohol with it. That's illegal. And shotgun approach. So this is really what some people use at a boot camp just to find that women has nothing to do. But like I said, don't use alcohol. You're not allowed to use alcohol in my boot camp. This is a strict policy here. Anyone that's caught using alcohol and getting like a same day lay or something like that will be kicked out of my training. Use a sexual connection, objections dealing. You use alcohol, you're kicked out. Seriously. I don't like any of that shady shit in my game. All right, let's continue. So besides that method, it depends on your SMV, but this method might not be enough. So even for a 503 student, by learning how to choose, not choosing signals, but learning how to choose, at least you won't be in fucking zombie mode. All right, the next style is called the sniper approach. What's the sniper approach? The sniper approach is a very good method. This is what my old style was like, the sniper. It is the escalation ladder. So let me write this down for you. Let me write this down. Sniper approach. S-N-I-P. Okay. So we also got shotgun. O-T-G-U-N approach. And now we're talking about sniper. Sniper approach. You know what a sniper is, right? A sniper rifle. And for a sniper rifle, it has a scope. You have to be very precise in this method. Very, very precise. And what I mean by that is the strengths about it with the escalation ladder, which is part of the playbook. Every single person that teaches this kind of style has a different escalation ladder. On my one, it's a 5-step process. Some has a 4-step process. So it's different. My one has a sexual part of it to deal with the objections. There's many different ways to sexualize it at the very height of the escalation ladder. However, saying that, I have multiple escalation ladders on top of each other. Now, these days, after COVID or afterwards, my escalation ladder is a ladder. It's like a yes ladder. Basically, every time she goes through one of them, you escalate even more and more and more. But however, there's a triangular structure involved, which is, of course, seeding the maneuver, seeding the sexuality, and objections dealing. That means it's built on top. You can escalate and still maneuver her home. Does that make sense? It's like layered together. Give a thumbs up if you guys learning something. Today's video is brought to you by the Elite Bundle, the best bundle for $600. This is not behind a paywall, guys. You don't pay monthly for this thing for more than half a year. The entire course of Elite Bundle is unlocked from day one. It comes with 6 Skypes. And normally I charge $300 per Skype. Do they charge Skype for their products? No. And how will you get laid during the summertime with their products if it's broken down into pieces? Wouldn't it take until the fall or something if you're not already funneled into a boot camp? Doesn't make any sense. This is the hottest deal right now. This is the thing that's selling the most. All of a sudden, it became valuable again. Get the Elite Bundle today, or your summer is going to be fucked. You're going to be in zombie mode. Fuck technical game. I don't use lines. Fuck all that zombie shit. That's going to be cut out in the future. I'm going to cut out every single technical zombie shit out of the game and going back to the real naturals game of the real naturals that were training me. Back to Gaming Elite's game. You know, before it was fucking tainted. All right, let's continue. I digress. So, the strength of sniper game is that you can get hotter women above your look scale. And this is what they teach in the boot camps because it looks better on camera. It doesn't mean that's what the coaches use. They may not use sniper style on their own. They might use shotgun or other styles. But however, when it's teaching out there or in fields, it's usually done through the sniper approach. This method, it takes more work, more comfort, but use the sexual connection to get the real objections out. Then it's easier. Then you don't have to use alcohol. This style, of course, I do not allow my students to use alcohol ever with this style. Because if you use alcohol, you can't deal with objections. Stupid. All right. So what's the weakness of this style? For every strength, there must be a weakness. It takes more time to actually do this. This style might take like 3 or 4 hours sometimes. You think, you look at infield, it's like, oh, it's short. No, it might take 3 or 4 hours, seriously, to get enough comfort. And it takes a while. That's the disadvantage. But the advantage is very spectacular. You'll be less selective. You're just going to go after the hottest women, 8 and above. You don't approach anyone else. Now, of course, this is not for you. This is more for professionals. And, leave the stunts to the professionals, as they say, because you might lose a fucking eye. But however, I digress. But this is a style that's in the playbook. You can give it a try. It's good that you're escalating. For Asians, they don't even fucking escalate. They don't have any emotions. They don't know how to move their fucking facial expressions. They don't feel anything. They don't change their tonality. So for people like that, at the very least, when you mix it with social skills and social calibrations, this can be a good combination. That's how a lot of the students get laid before COVID-19 for Asian men. And what they do is that they spend all their time on Elite 30. And I say, motherfucker, you do not skip over to the playbook and learn the lines. Fuck the lines for autistic zombies. You motherfucker, stop learning the lines. You're gonna fuck yourself up. And all the students who are zombies, who have no social skills, who wants to ASD it, gamified socio skills, will go right to the playbook. And I say you're not allowed. You gotta be able to get insta dates from Elite 30 and try to pull her home, and then you switch over to the playbook. The playbook can stand alone by itself. That's fine. I mean, for the game, if you're tall, white, black, or Middle Eastern or Latino, then the playbook already will get you a girlfriend or a lady. But however, saying that, for everyone else who has lower SMV because their Asian students are usually tall, barrel-chested, strong-looking Asian guys who are 5'10". They don't have short fucking Asian students like that. They don't. They don't. Like token. I don't want to be a token Asian. The thing is that they don't. So therefore, you need both Elite 30 and Elite Playbook. All right. So if you're, let's see. Okay, like I said, don't use alcohol. But yeah, you got to play the full game. So my escalation ladder goes up steps. It goes into flirt touch. It's not either like one flirt or one touch. Or it's not like qualified flirt touch. QFT. It's separated, and you wait for the right times to flirt touch. So what is like flirt touch? It's like a rear naked choke in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When you flirt, it's like this, right over the neck. And when you touch, right? When you touch, it's like this. And then you squeeze, okay? And then you tap out. If it's just a flirt, then you're just trying to tap them out. If it's just a touch, right, then you're just trying to squeeze. But you guys squeeze, tap out. Does that make sense? Flirt touch. Flirt touch is more effective. It generates more late testimonials before COVID-19. But during COVID-19, you want to focus more on the Elite 30 side. Because social skills is important because there's a very tribal mentality right now. But since more people are getting vaccinated, just a tiny bit of game is coming back. So for the Asian students, they don't have any social skills. They have no emotions. So they got to work on the body language first. A little bit of social skills, if they can. And a little bit of game, just to get over that line during lockdown 3. I digress. Let's get to the next one. So the next one's called the revolver approach. Revolver. What's a revolver? It's a gun that has 6 bullets in it. You open it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So imagine that you only have 6 bullets or 6 approaches. It's kind of like shotgun. It's like shotgun, but it's a very extreme version. You only have 6 approaches during that day to get a same day lay. What if I can't? No, you have to choose. Imagine this gun was pointed at a loved one, at your mother, at your father, at your sister, and they say, if you don't fucking get a same day lay, they're gonna fucking, metaphorically speaking, blow their brains out. 4 approaches. Now you're feeling, oh fuck. Well, will you choose the same women that you approached before? Will you try to spam approach as if you're trying to find gold underneath a rock? How many of you will spam approach? Nobody will fucking spam approach ever. They're like, shit, if there's only 6 approaches and you have to get a same day lay, then you're going to choose more carefully, aren't you? You're going to choose somebody that has nothing to do. You're not going to waste that approach. You choose the wrong one, guess what? You lose 1 fucking bullet. You're like, shit. Okay, you fuck it up. Now you got 5 more left. And then within 5 approaches, you got to choose carefully. Okay, now I'm going to be more selective. This one might have nothing. No, this one might just lead to an instant date. It might not lead to a late. Then I'm not going to approach her. Oh, this one. She's Asian and she has less value, and I'm white. So, okay. Then boom, this one leads to an instant date. Great. But that didn't lead to a late. Now you got fucking, okay, 6. 4. Now you're looking more carefully. Shit. More time has gone by. I'm going to be more selective. It's getting darker now. It's getting darker. It's good because nighttime. Some of the clubs are open. We can approach on the outside. This one. You approach her, she rejects you. Fuck, I got 3 bullets left. Then the next one you see is perfect. Nothing to do. She walks by after you're set. You talk to her. She's into you. You pull her home and you fuck her. And you're like, yes, you have completed revolver game. You see that? I'd be more selective. And you're like, whoa, shit. I mean, everyone says 10% volume, right? With a dick up their ass or their mouth. They're like, oh, 10% volume, right? It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? 10% stats, women comes out, oh, it's among the white people. They have no fucking game. They just spam approach. There's no such thing as volume if you have this strategy. Their strategies are fucking insane. You're like, oh my fucking God. You're right, John. This is stupid. So instead of being a zombie, spam approaching like a fucking idiot who's autistic with no skills, no fucking emotions, no facial expressions, and just trying to vibe it Even if you're a zombie vibing your fucking zombie ASD shit, or you have low value. You know, sometimes if your value's too low, no matter how fucking good you think your verbal zombie game is or technical bullshit, if you're below the line, raise your fucking SMB. Maybe that's the first problem. But you don't get it. Spam approaching is not the only way. So Revolver game is another one. So let me write this down. Revolver game. John, stop holding on to this spam can. Revolver approach. So what's the last one, which I like the best? This one is called, but let's talk about strengths and weaknesses. If I haven't covered already, I'm just gonna make a quick video about this. Okay, so let's see, zombies, Asian zombies. I'm just reading off the screen. At least I have some content out here. All right, let's talk about the recommended 3-round burst. In the movie RoboCop, he was shooting in 3-round burst. For example, RoboCop. His gun is a Beretta M93 FS, I believe. That's what it's called. So it has a 3-round burst. Boom, boom, boom. It takes 3 bullets every single time you pull the trigger. But how does this relate? ROBO. RoboCop gun range. So in this scene over here, 1 second, he shoots 3 at a time. Listen very carefully. Boom, boom. Okay. 1 second. Another student is getting a haircut right now. Hold on a second. Does it have to be right now? Let's see here. No, it's fine. The haircut's fine after the 3rd fucking time. All right, perfect. Just tell him it's good enough. Tell him it's good enough. Okay, they should pomade the front, the part. It should not be facing forward. It's not like a fucking duck or a baseball cap. So you gotta get some pomade and shit for your hair, But it looks less fobby now, which is good. So tell them thank you and just get the fuck out of there. So, anyways, I digress. So you can see with RoboCop, he is extremely precise. This is exactly, you're approaching exactly the same way as if you're doing Revolver game. You're still selecting those 6. But sometimes you're able to socialize with some of the women. Sometimes you're going to be talking with her just to ping or vibe with her, to socialize, to sharpen your saw. Do you remember the katana sword example where I talk about sharpening your social skills? Sometimes you talk to a woman, hey, how's it going? Or crazy weather over there. I can't believe, it's so hot in BC. And she's like, yeah. Then you start to approach. That still counts as one approach. You want to focus on 6 areas. I once knew an Asian student who was 5'7". He got 7 lays under my training, although he's a very good-looking guy. For him, he approached every fucking woman in one European city after another. He was in my testimonial. I saw him in Poland, Warsaw. But he will try to find gold underneath a rock. He still has this stupid fucking RSD mentality. But with my game, he was able to close a lot more. Before, it would take him forever just to get a lay. But however, saying that, even at his height, even at his good looking, it burns him out. Give a thumbs up if you guys learning something. But if he starts focusing on just the 6 set like Revolver, but he roughly focused around this area. So if he's gonna make one approach, he might see 2 or 3 women. That has nothing to do. That already counts as one set of 3-round bursts. Boom, 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 like RoboCop. Boom, boom, boom. Does that make sense? And then he's taking a break. Maybe for an hour, he's walking around drinking coffee. He's drinking coffee. And then he sees another woman, but he sees 2 of them. He's going to approach one of them just to socialize, just to warm up a little bit. It's not about warming up, but it's about like getting the flow going, sharpening the saw. And then he's going to go right to the second one. Oh, then it leads to an instant date, almost back home, but she rejected him before she went upstairs. But great. You see that? That's already 2 bullets. 2 bullets times 3. That's like 6 rounds. Boom, 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 boom. This is what the naturals do. They'll walk around women. They'll do a pre-approach. They'll ping her. Hey, how's it going? Right? Blah, blah, blah. And of course, the stuff I've seen from other naturals that claim, which is like 1,500 lay counts. Of course, he never said it himself. He said that he has a scary amount. So I don't know where this number comes from or whether it's strategic to say that against self-proclaimed lay count guy. But however, saying that, I digress. But the point is that he has a lot of lays. And what he does is that literally, of course, this is in a certain country. I'm not going to say what. Because if you do this in Vancouver, you'll be arrested in less than a week. Maybe you'll be all over social media. But he'll go up to women and say, "Whoo, hey, sweetie, how's it going?" Right? And then she walks by. The next one will be like, "Ooh, look at the ass on that one." And it's like, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Is he catcalling? So I said to him, "Hey, are you catcalling women or something?" And he's like, no. I'm just pinging value to them. And I was like, really? I'm just pinging value. That's what I'm doing. He's very chill and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. It's like a pre-approach. It's like socializing. That's correct, John. So basically what he does is that John Wayne, I'll never forget that name. He forgets every fucking time. But that's what he said. But however saying that, he'll just ping women. So he'll talk to one like this. He'll talk to a few to improve his social skills. The next one, just to give a vibe, like giving value. Next one, he finally approaches her, talks to her, walks with her. Does that make sense? And then the next one, that's already 3 right there. So he's doing the RoboCop thing. This set, take a little bit of break, talk to a few people, talk to a few guys, socialize, sharpen the fucking saw. Oh, approach another woman right away around the guys. Being a social butterfly. That might be compared to 6 approaches. With 3, that's 18 approaches. But not all of them have to be PUA fucking zombie style. A lot of them can be socializing. Social skills, guys. Social skills. Don't you guys get it? So now you realize, oh, I'll do 18. No, you only focus on those 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But however, within those 6, you can socialize and you can sharpen it, and eventually something's gonna hook. If it's not that day, eventually you're gonna get laid, maybe the next day or afterwards. Does that make sense? So out of all these, hold on, Steven's texting me right now.
Yeah, I got the polish on the front, so it looks less like a cap. So then next time, this video is very useful. Next time I will just do the same, but just make the front. If you think this is free enough, then that's fine. But next time, definitely I'll keep it.
You're never gonna get your hair cut by a bunch of fucking women in the future. You're firing these motherfuckers. You're never gonna get cut. You're gonna go to the whitest barber shop ever, and we're gonna select a new one. Now that you're a Johnny Elite Access student. Sorry. You never ever let women cut your hair. Seriously, never ever let women cut your hair. I cut my own fucking hair, but I'll never ever let women cut my hair. They don't know how to fucking do it. All right. So now that you notice all these different styles, there are strengths and weaknesses to this one. This is the exact same style as Natural uses. So that's his strength. You can do pre-approaches, talking about stuff like that. And you can mix it with 4 different styles of flirting. You don't have to directly flirt, because the kind of style of flirting could get you arrested in Vancouver. You can't just say, woof, look at the ass on that one. Well, that one looks... You can't do stuff like that. But however, you can get away with it if, you're in a certain country that doesn't have the rule of law. So I want to expand your horizon. That spam approaching is not the only way. It's so hot here in Vancouver. This is gonna cook this fucking thing alive. People are dying here. There's like over 700 deaths from heat waves. Seriously. All right. So when you look at RoboCop, one second, shooting at the gun range scene, you also see him in this factory over here. You may not be old enough to remember this. Look at him aiming. He's already selecting the sets, like the 6 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look. Beep, 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 beep. So he's already doing that. The 3-round burst game.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
Boom.
Ah, fuck you.
Okay, now he's going in there. He's gonna take them out. Look what happens. Now he goes in there. Boom. 1 and 3. Very precise. You guys get the point. And yeah. Okay, now it says heads up. We detected copyright audio and video in your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. Oh, not this shit again. You have to cut this part out. So basically, in case this part gets cut out, I was playing a RoboCop scene where he was targeting people and shooting a 3-round burst and taking them out. This style is not only used by naturals, it's also used by my Pakistani mentor. He approaches 3 women, 2 rejections. The third one always gets the phone number, always leads to LA. What's the percentage of women that comes out? Around like 95% over the text. So once he can get her into the text and use the text game, she'll come out. And that's amazing, 95%. He's only been rejected once by women who's 10 out of 10 looks. She rejected him twice. So I saw it. I saw him 15 fucking lays. 15 fucking lays. I think around 13 to 15. All the women were 9 out of 10. And when they saw me, they just like look indifferent to me. I'm kind of like, oh, we're really serious. And then they're like so much into him. It's like, what the fuck? He is the best pickup artist I know by far. But he also does this 3-round burst game. He does not do a lot of approaches. And usually when I'm approaching with him in the inner circle in the past, what we do is that we have something called power hour. So he's not always waiting all day to find those 6. During the power hour, he's doing that 6 approaches, but approaching here. And once he gets that phone number, he knows it's going to be she's going to come out because his text game is so strong and his behavior is so fucking alpha. It's almost like a psychopath. Seriously. That dude has no fucking mercy for women. He acts like a fucking hot chick. He acts like a total hot chick. So however saying that, I've seen him stop the car and there's like a woman walking by and she's hot. He'll fucking stop the car, leave the engine running. He'll approach her. He's so confident he's going to get her out and fuck her. It's insane. It's insane. But yeah, the 3-round burst method. And he does it, and that's an interesting way of doing it, the power hour. Rather than focusing being there all day approaching or waiting for a couple hours like the Revolver game, the 3-round burst game. Let me write it down. The 3-round burst game is probably the best bet to get out zombie game. Zombie game. So 3-round burst. 3-round burst. Does that make sense? So now you have alternatives. Let's recap everything in case you just showed up. Number 1 is the machine gun style game, which is spam approaching, which is RSD volume. Never use volume. And hopefully it's loud enough, because this fucking speaker is from here, I think. It's not from here. I forgot to put the USB speaker. Number 2, it is the shotgun method. It is just basically approaching a woman that it's just hot enough to approach, and you're willing to fuck her that night. Doesn't have to be perfect. She has nothing to do. But don't use alcohol. Number 3, sniper game. This is the escalation ladder. I have 2 escalation ladders. Don't use alcohol, obviously. But regardless, use the sexual connection to replace it. So you don't use alcohol. If you can deal with objections, it's not about emotional objection. If you can deal with objections, you can sexually seat it. You can seat the maneuver, and you can seat the sexuality. And then you can get the real objections out. You can still escalate in between. So you're mixing it a yes ladder with a triangular sexual connection ladder. 2 ladders. It's always going to work in your favor. It's a flirt touch ladder. It's not just a flirt or one touch. That is not my style. My style is 4 steps. I mean, not 4 steps, 5 steps. So I have a different escalation ladder. And there's a sexual connection, which is the extreme sexualizing it at the very top when you get there. So you don't, so you can just use objections and looping it over and over and over again. It's not just seating the pole. The zombies, the tall, stupid ogre zombies, thinking you're seating the pole and the woman's gonna, fuck you. Well, maybe in a nightclub setting, but during the daytime, you're just seating the pole. A lot of my Asian students, they seat the pole and they walk her home, just like shotgun game. That's what they're doing. Shotgun game is like, oh, I got pole infields. But doesn't mean there's a conversion mechanism. It doesn't mean automatically that, honestly, for white dating coaches, only 1 in 7 of them closes for tall ones. The rest are just stupid fucking poles. 1 in 7. That's their stats, their real stats. Do the math. I'm not fucking stupid. I already reverse engineer a lot of the stats. However, saying I digress. The next one is called the Revolver game. You only got 6 approaches. You got to choose carefully, because every single time you fuck up, you have to learn from it really quickly. And the good thing about 6 approaches is that I told one of my 5'3" students to send me 6 audios on Elite Access. He sent me 6 audios, and he finally fixed his fucking haircut. Before he was arguing with me. I don't think the hair matters. Before he had baggy fucking clothes, like 5 sizes too big, pants that looked like a fucking fat guy wearing it. And he blamed me and saying it caused PTSD or some shit. And then finally he got the dress shirt and the brown pants and the brown shoes. It's better. And he finally got a heel lifts. So he's not fucking 5'3", he's 5'6". However, saying that, he's supposed to, my hair doesn't, but he learned how to cut hair himself. And now, when he got the haircut, he's like, John, you are right. And I was like, yeah, you also wasted a lot of motherfucking time by not listening to Johnny Elite. If you always will find everything I say always turned out to be 100% right over time. Whatever I said about RSD is completely right today. Years ago when I talked about it, you guys ignored me. Guess who's right? And you rather listen to me in the first place. So if you listen to the wrong information and you get gaslighted, whose fault is that? It is your fault. It is your fault. Okay. Next one is called Revolver. And the last one is the 3-round burst, just like the RoboCop example. Unfortunately, for some reason, they say, oh, you can't post it on your stream. He was just shooting a target, 3 rounds, and he was aiming at those targets, and he's shooting 3 rounds into everyone. So it's a very focused way. It's not like a machine gun. It's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, hasta la vista, baby. Like Terminator 2. It's not like just shooting everything. Oh, you promise you will not kill anyone. Trust me. I will not kill anyone. I'll just shoot them. I'll shoot them to the chopper. Right? It's like, that's your style. Spam approaching is the quickest way to fail. And who spam approaches? Zombies. Zombies spam approaches. When you're autistic. How many of the PUAs have I taught that are autistic? Over like 95%. I've taught so many students over the years. So don't pretend that this whole industry is not a zombie apocalypse. They're all fucking ASD. Dating coaches, holy shit, it's even higher. They're just bigger than you. The zombies are just bigger than you. That's all. Or they're like different type of zombies, different style of zombiedom. Okay. So long time ago, I played a video game. I forgot the name of it. And yeah, I used to play video games when I was younger. This is like many, many years ago. I think it's called Dead Rising or something like one. So I'm not sure what year was it, but that year I was playing video games. I don't play video games now, but I did before. I'm Asian. I mean, so at that time in Dead Rising 1, there's always a different boss that's a zombie. You see like a fat woman, or you see like a crazy looking boss. It's very creative. Like next boss has a bunch of rocket launchers. Next boss has a huge fucking chainsaw. Next one's a woman. Next one's it's like zombies. Those are dating coaches. They're the ones who are the stronger zombies. This is all a land of autism. When you listen to them talk, they need goddamn POA lines, which I do not teach. I don't teach lines. Because they need to find a way to keep them on a tightrope. It's not a tightrope. It's like they're just raising the ground up as you walk across it. They raise the next part of the ground up. Keep flirting, keep teasing, keep flirting. Fucking, more fall in love with you, this and that. And they just keep doing it over and over to spike the attraction, to move it forward, to SMV it. My game is like walking on a tightrope. You have to be able to read her emotions. You have to be able to tell when she's not into you, and that's when you tease. You have to know when to flirt, when she's really invested. When she's really invested. And sometimes to read facial expressions, you must raise your self-esteem through binaural beats. Then you can lower your ego, and you can see the mistakes better in real time. That's very important. That's something my students need to do more of. But 7 days of this stuff is not enough of listening to binaural beats. You also have to build the skill set. And these Asian zombies, these 5'3" students who are Asian, who basically resisted everything I fucking said, they finally do the 6 approaches. I didn't hear from him for this whole week. Did he catch COVID? Is he in the hospital? Is he on a ventilator? Well, whatever. But the thing is that when you resist John Elite for so long, and you're not listening to instructions, and you think you can do it better than me, you say you're wrong, John, about the hair, and it turns out to be 100% right. And this student over here that's texting me finally got a haircut. It took him 3 fucking times to get it corrected. Maybe these women don't like fucking Wuhan flu Asian kind of students. They look like they drink bat soup or something like that. But I digress. This is a zombie apocalypse of pure mental illness. The whole industry is completely different than the real naturals that I know. In the future, I'm going to turn my game into more human-like. But this is the first step, is to get out of this zombie spam approaching mode. Hope that makes sense. I see no likes for this video, but I'm here to preach the gospel. I'm here to preach the gospel. I hope you guys learned something today. Fuck, I'm a little bit emotional today for some unknown reason. So my brain finally unlocks the emotions. And it's kind of weird because I don't know. It feels, if this is what you guys go through all the time, it's really fucking annoying. Still believe yes, no, and maybe girls. I don't believe anything any other dating coach says. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I have the most student results in the world. There is no such thing as a yes, no, and maybe. Every single girl can be a same-day lay. It just depends on how fucking badly you tease her to keep her on the line. Oh, but she has somewhere to go, as they'll say with their, 10% stats. Well, that's great. You can say, that's great. You got somewhere to go, so do I. Acknowledge you got somewhere else to go. But listen, how about we'll go to your place first? We'll get your errand done first. You got to do the grocery shopping. I also got to do grocery shopping. After we do your errand, we're going to do my errand. You understand that? And we're going to hang out and then grab something. The drink is my treat. How about it? You get to know me better. We get to feel each other's vibe. And then we'll see if we're connected. Who knows? That could be a very important person in the future for you. And they're like, oh, okay, sure. I'm going to this supermarket. Let's talk. My name is John and blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? That objection can be dealt with. And knowing when to tease her, I really gotta go. So do I. I gotta take a shit, but I'd rather talk to you. I'm just joking. Hey, I also gotta go. I got better things to do. I'm trying to close a deal on an investment that's worth $100,000, and you are not as worthwhile. But somehow I feel like there's something interesting about you. I don't know what it is about you, but I'm gonna find out. Listen, I just want to get to know you better. What's the worst that can happen? You make a new friend. Spend 5 minutes with me. If these are not the most interesting 5 minutes of your life, you can always leave. But however, if it's the most interesting 5 minutes, who knows? Maybe I can give you a back massage later on. I'm just joking. Anyways, let's go this way. I'm going this way. Come on, let's go. Okay, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I swear, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. So have me saying that. All right. Pretty strange, emotional day today. It's like hasta la vista. Now I know how you feel. Like, now I know why you cry. It is something I cannot. Remember, Terminator. What the fuck? It's really strange, but it's confusing. So if you guys are always that emotional, how are you going to accomplish anything in life? Just get offended all day, like procrastinate all day? Fucking stupid. This is why people are so weak, because they're emotional shit. The whole world just fucking emotional. Oh, my kind of hurts. I cry. But regardless, the thing is that whatever I'm doing is that this is a new paradigm of game. We're gonna get rid of zombie mode in this industry. Everything you've ever learned about zombie mode and their stupid fucking technical game is gonna be eradicated. You're gonna get back to being the naturals. I should have started like this. I spent so many years since 2001 learning one zombie game after another before I met all these naturals. The real naturals. And I discarded 99% of the game and kept 1%, just like I'm still doing now. The only thing I'm keeping is the shotgun game. It's pretty decent. But lots of it, or most of it, is going to be discarded because it's not. During COVID-19, I figure out what works and what doesn't work. This is what works. Social skill, social cal. The game is going to change this year. It's going to be revamped. Fuck the zombie game. You guys are zombies. All of you. ASD, 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 ASD. Most dating coaches, ASD, ASD, or Asperger's. ASD, Asperger's. And they all have dark triad or dark tetrad. Sociopath, narcissist, Machiavellian manipulator. They're always manipulating. I'm tired of this shit. Let's just keep the game more pure, more normal. Less of this zombie fucking shit. Less this RSD shit, zombie shit. RSD is the zombie apocalypse. It needs to be destroyed. Okay, so this is what anger feels like. Most of the time when you see me angry and stuff, I don't feel anything on the inside. I feel peaceful. But yeah, it's very interesting. Anyways, as I'm saying. However, all right, besides that, emotions are not everything. Another thing I want to talk about is that if you're Asian, emotions are not everything. I'll tell you why. I'm going to preach a little bit longer and get off this fucking stream. Because I gotta eat dinner. And I'm so tired that I don't even feel like being here today. I don't feel like being here today. So for Asian men, and that student is Chinese. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional control in game. Okay? Do you think Asians can do social skills? Can you do emotions? No. You can't use emotions. So why the fuck would they use emotions? It's the same. Have a single fucking Asian student ever used emotions? No. Can you use social skills? Not really. So half social skills right here. And you see that? Half game. They only need to learn how to flirt, how to tease, how to seek the sexuality, seek the pull, and also objections dealing. That's it. They just need to learn this right here. Asians. You don't need all game because you don't have enough fucking value. You see that? When you have a 1 out of 10 natural status, this is why they don't have short students as late testimonials for Daygame. No matter how much they spin it, Asians do have the lowest fucking SMV in the world. The lowest. No amount of emotions because they're going this way. Game, the emotions, and then body language. With it, they do not have the fucking body language. They're zombies. Zombies don't have body language. And then they finally go social skills, but they don't have social skills. Zombies don't have social skills. Zombie has zombie skills, social skills. See that? That's fucking stupid. This chart, I have all the Asian students for the short ones laid in my collection of testimonials of science. This is where the game is headed. What the fuck keeps texting me? Okay, 1 second. Yeah, exactly. I hope you have pomade at home, because without pomade, your hair will not stick up like mine. So bad logistics is a myth. If you can keep her on the line, have you seen my infield with the 18-year-old girl? I went across 5 different fucking cities and still banged her. I still banged her across 5 cities doing a same-day lay. Hello, dumb fucks. Of course, you want better logistics. Of course, you want as close as possible to the fucking Daygame location. You want to be 10 or 15 minutes at most. However, it is doable. It is doable. It just depends on how much you can keep her on the line, maintaining female attention. Yeah, so it is doable. It is harder, but it is doable. Back then, I was using a lot of transit, so maneuver warfare was happening. Lots of maneuvering because you can't leave the fucking bus or the SkyTrain. Does that make sense? So that gives you more time. But anything can be accomplished if you can read her facial expressions, know when to tease and when to flirt. So if you just keep flirting all day, right, that's not going to be enough, because you just SMV. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Everything you've ever learned about zombie game is bullshit. It doesn't matter about the distance. It will help if you have better logistics, but you can still keep her on the line. My Pakistani mentor's mansion is so fucking far away from the general population, or what they call it in Europe, the city center. The city center. It's very far. It took so long just for me to take a bus there and just to walk another fucking 45 minutes to get there. But somehow he brought 15 women home and fucked them all 9 out of 10s, while the other naturals from California came here. They couldn't do it. They went to Wreck Beach, which is a nude beach. They couldn't get the women into the mansion. That's how good this guy's game is. This guy's game is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, so good, it's insane. If he went to Europe, he will fucking smash Europe into 1,000,000,000,000 pieces. Because the guy that says he has 1,500 lay counts, he did come to Vancouver and he got 2 lays. So this place is hard. This place is hard, man. This place is social skills, height. It's very shallow at nighttime. At nighttime, all the nightclubs are there, and all the guys out there are 6'5", and they all have perfect social skills. They don't have the best fashion, but they have perfect social skills. It's almost like everyone's a natural at nighttime. They don't come out during the daytime for day game. Vancouver is hard, and I'm thinking about eventually. I'm tired of this place. I mean, it's great playing it on the hardest difficulty, but there's a point where it just doesn't make any sense to stay here forever. Eventually, one of these days, I'm going to move and never come back. Fuck this place. It's okay. How hard is it compared to New York? New York is only about 75% of Vancouver in terms of difficulty. And I don't wish anyone that if they had to choose between Toronto or Vancouver, if they're moving to Canada, to move to Vancouver. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. This is the place that only values height. And this is the only place that values muscles, race. This is a shallow place. This is the most shallow place. And this is how the game is created. This is where I cut my teeth. This is where my game was developed. I've been dating coach since 2012. PUA before that. I have a lot of teaching experience. Lots. And even as gaming elite, I have more students laid than they do right now. I already beaten them with my very first, entrepreneurial name is gaming elite, and I don't even know anything about marketing. They kept sending me one student after another through referrals. John, you got this guy laid. Can you get this student laid? He needs help. Okay, next client. Here's another referral, right? Can you get this guy laid? Sure, I get him laid. Can you get this guy laid? What the fuck? This guy looks like a model. He's having problems. Okay, got him laid like fucking 3 times in one blowjob. Okay, next guy gets laid. Oh, he's tall, man. This guy's a white guy. Okay, got him laid. Took him a while, but got him laid. Next guy, a fucking half native, half a got him laid. Yeah. So I'm just speaking. I have no filter. I have no idea what the fuck I'm even saying half the time. I'm just trying to teach you something important here. Stop automatically giving authority to the wrong people. You give authority to them and say this is the only way. Well, guess what? How many fucking lay testimonials do they have compared to me? How about their products? Do they have any? Because it doesn't fucking work. It's not for everyone. It's for a very select few that can be boyfriend, girlfriend material. But it's fine with me. I don't give a shit. You know, everyone's got to run their own business. But if anything that goes against my student results or, you know, when I post about bald students, when I post about this, then obviously I have something to say about it. Because it's unscientific. I'm not just taking some exceptions or confirmation bias here. I'm talking about the rule, not the exception. But yeah, switch your fucking style up. Switch your style out. Never, ever spam approach again. Ever. Never spam approach again. Ever, ever, ever spam approach again. Hope you guys learned a lot. Hope you did. So, in the future, I still gotta get vaccinated. I'm still having a fear of needles. But when I can figure out how to get over it, whether they can at least knock me out or something, or they, you know, to try to put down my arm while I'm sleeping or blindfolded, or they can find a way to numb the arm with Novocaine or something for the teeth, then yeah, I'll be, you know, recording more infields and shit. Like a lot more. And the new style, the human style, will crush the zombie style. It's like the zombie style. They say like, oh, if you teach a natural your zombie game, he'll be much better. Now it's like a fucking 6-figure guy teaching a 7-figure guy, which is gonna hold him back. In the future, you need Instagram for Daygame. It depends. Only my students with the lowest SMV uses Instagram. That means the 52-year-old man uses Instagram, but most of the students do not. But however, if you have very low SMV, you need lifestyle points to raise your status, then yes. But do you need Instagram by default? No. No. But for the lowest SMV student, yes. And the problem is that when you have these Asian students that just got their haircut and he's looking fobby as shit on his Instagram. Like, just like, hi, I'm from Wuhan, a Wuhan flu, right? Fucking, right? Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, wow. Then that can work against you because your hair looks like shit. All the people on your Instagram are all Asians. They're fobby. They're like, they look like they're drinking bat soup, right? And they're just reinforcing the negative stereotypes. So, anyways, I hope you guys learn a lot. I don't have the energy to be here, so I have no idea what the fuck I'm really saying. I'm just speaking my mind without any filter, without wearing a mask. You can tell when they're wearing masks if their eyes look very intense and crazy, like RSD Tyler and RSD. The eyes look like cycles. In topic, because they're hypnotizing you with half truths. But then the smiles over here, or they look like they're your friend. I'm not wearing a mask, but I can see why it can be useful. I can see why it can totally be useful, but I'm not gonna wear a mask. So that's all I gotta say for you today. That's all I gotta say. I hope you guys learned a lot. And yeah, I'm starting to sweat now. Fucking, it's like 40-something degrees. I hope only one like. Only one like. That's how gaslighted you are. The last video I posted about does looks matter, and it debunks everything. Not that many likes because you're all gaslight. It's okay. when you're a zombie and you give authority to other people, you no longer can hear me because the words would be like wonk, 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 wonk. It bounces off your fucking brain. You can't fucking hear me. But that's how you gaslight. That's how powerful their cult is. They're so powerful in terms of manipulation. If they have Machiavellian, they probably have other things. And narcissism. What else do they have? That's all I'm saying. You've been gaslighted. It's okay. You're zombies. But the zombie apocalypse, I'm tired of it, the whole industry. From now on, it's going to be no zombie game. It's going to be nothing but skill sets. And for me, I'm going to be working to reduce this zombiness because I have learned so much zombie game to discard it, almost like the 6-figure kind of bullshit thinking, to move on to the 7-figure metaphor. That's all I gotta say. Like I said, if you're gaslighted, it's fine. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a shit. It's your money. What I'm teaching is an asset. Elite 30, Elite Playbook. An asset puts money, time, and skills in your pocket all the time. They teach liabilities. If it takes money out of your pocket every month and inflation's happening, pretty soon food costs, something like this would be like over $5, maybe $6 for a can. Around like September or November. Your money's be worthless as you're losing it month after month, hoping with false hope. And when you get no results and you feel like you need to take a boot camp, remember, you should have trained with Johnny Elite first. I don't even need a boot camp to get students late. I'm one of the rare coaches. If you need a boot camp, then take a boot camp with me. But I don't need to teach in such a way that you require a boot camp. It's ridiculous. If they can't do that, I can. It doesn't take like 6 fucking months. It's a long time. You're just SMVing it. How good is their analysis, really? And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Liabilities takes money out of your pocket month after month. Maybe even for half a year. Second of all, in my opinion, you won't learn enough during the summertime anyways to even get laid. So what are you doing? You're wasting time. You should have just invested. The word's invested in something that's going to put money and time in your pocket. Here. And plus you get 6 Skypes. 6 fucking Skypes. If students are paying me $300 for my mental filter, they're already getting laid in the first approach or the first Skype while he's pulling women home. Then what the fuck? How does one Skype do it in such a short time? Because of this mental filter here. Like I said, the game is going to change. The zombie game, as you all get burnt over time, you're going to come back here and you're going to be like smiling at me like this. Hey, John, how's it going? Hi, John, you're my best friend. You know, I'm back. Hi, John, how's it going? Oh, now I'm listening to you. Yeah, after you get fucking burnt, then you listen to me. Story of my fucking life. John does all the repair work. Yeah, great. Well, anyway, when you start wanting to be a sheep worshipping, you know, like you're worshipping Shaq. You're like, hey, Shaq, if Shaq gets results, I get results. But Shaq is denying their genetic advantages. Oh, no, I'm not like a big black basketball player, like with big mass and stuff like that. I'm not. I'm not 7 foot tall. I'm 5 foot something. It's like, Shaq, you're tall. No, I'm not. I have no SMV. My dick is not like fucking 12 inches or, 14 inches. It's like value denying. By the time you all get gaslighted, guess what? Good for you. I don't give a fuck. It's your money. You do whatever the fuck you want with it. This is not a cult here. This is a cult deprogram. Remember, nobody told you to get gaslighted. You listen to the wrong information, half truths. Like, for example, saying bald students or bald people are going to have it harder. Bald people are going to have it harder in the game. But in reality, when you look at those are all my bald students, guys. It's not like I cherry pick them. Those, when I show you all the bald students, those are the bald students. There's not like some extra bald student. There might be one extra Latino guy. But other than that, because I didn't hear back from him from Skype many years ago. Those are all the bald students. They're getting women like fucking 4 to 6 points above their look scale, guys. You're like, what the fuck? And the other students, the look scales are various. It's really 20 out of 35. Don't you get it? It's not looks. It's just value. 20 out of 35. These are 2.5 points each. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2. But you're not hearing me. It's bouncing off your fucking brain because you've been gaslighted. And what you're experiencing right now when you're dropping off is because of cognitive dissonance. You see that? You're dropping off. They say one information, I say another. That's opposite with student backing up. And guess what happens? You get brain pain. You're like, oh my God, I'm a zombie. Have I been lied to? I've been manipulated. Oh, I can't handle this. Dismiss. This is called cognitive dissonance. You're all going through cognitive dissonance. Who put themselves in a position like a mousetrap to have the fucking mousetrap snap right over their fucking neck? Wasn't me. It was you because you're a zombie. Nobody told you to be gaslighted. Nobody told you to listen to half truths. And over time, you find out everything I'm saying is not half truth. To say it's bald equals harder. But in all the instances, I have not seen a single example where women disqualifies you. Look at the general population. A lot of husbands are bald. Women don't even seem to fucking notice for some unknown reason. I've taught many bald students. It's almost like it's invisible that they're bald. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know. To me, it doesn't make sense. Why are they getting women when they're 3 out of 10 in looks, or 4 for some of my students, even 5? Why are they getting models? Why are they getting 8 out of 10? Why are they getting like models again? And even a 5'7" guy almost banged the model, but then she was using him to piss off the boyfriend in jail who got out, and he stabbed my student 3 times, but he was about to bang another model. Don't you see? Social skills and social calibrations plus bald equals results dramatically higher. But whoa, but they don't have social skills and they don't have social calibrations. They have game because they're value denying. Their value is so fucking high. They're not perceived to be the same race as they claim they are. So that's the funny thing. Sometimes people don't look like their race. If you look whitewash, blackwash, Middle Eastern wash, like a lot of my Indian students, you're not treated the same. You're not in the kill zone, but you're gaslighted. So if they're not in the kill zone, then why do you think that when you're in the kill zone, you're in the zone of ambush? Why do you think that doesn't apply to you? Now I'm making you think. Okay, so if bald students are having such a big advantage, am I saying to shave your head bald and get strong? No, I'm not fucking saying that. But I'm just saying they actually exceed the student results of the students with hair. Students with hair may be like 2 points above the women. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but somehow when I look at student results, I don't have opinions as facts. That's very sociopathic. I have facts as opinions. And what I'm saying is just bouncing off your fucking brain. Because you can't hear me. Because you've been manipulated, brainwashed, gaslighted, dropping off. That's all I gotta say. Remember that when you finally come back here, for some of you, and you finally listen again, then you realize something. John was right all along, all these years. John has been right about everything. Probably I'm right about this. And the look scale, oh, looks are everything because they have looks. No. In reality, it's like they're all wearing a face mask, like a Jason face mask. It's like a horror movie. They only see the hair. They only see the height. They only see the race. You see that? And they see the suit or the blazer. That's all the women sees. You see that? And yes, there are guys out there with good looks. They get a woman who, if they're 9 out of 10 in looks, and they get a woman who's like 7.5, and you're like, oh, his old looks. No, that's not looks. It's called SMVing it. He doesn't even have to learn game. He can just talk to her, get a phone number, be normal with social skills, and that's enough. That's not game. Do not confuse that looks with game. If you're like 7.8 and you bang like a 5, oh, it's his looks. Or 8, if he bangs like a 7, oh, it's his looks. That's not game. That's going below the look scale. What the fuck? Stupid. Like I said, gaslighting is when somebody tells you one information, they manipulate your emotions and logic, and then when Johnny Lee tells you the truth, not the half truth, he tells you the full spectrum, whatever is missing in what they're saying is what you should be focusing on. I'll say this again. whatever they're saying for the half truth, their truth may be very truthful. It could. I'm not talking about any dating coaches specific. I'm talking about all of them. They're all the same. They might be telling you something that sounds very truthful. It is 70% truthful. You feel like it's right, but there's always one component missing. It's like cooking or baking. It's always that yeast or some kind of ingredient missing. That's what you should be focused on. So if it's like, oh, Bald student have it impossibly hard, blah, blah, right? Woe is me. But in reality, drawing elite students are showing the opposite. That's a half-truth. It's not just an exception and rule. I've never seen in any instances that a Bald student had it harder. I've taught so many Bald students, real life and online. I've seen many Bald people too. Doesn't seem to affect them at all. They get women above their look scale. I don't understand it. It doesn't mean you go direct, it'll work. I'm just ranting here. I'm just letting it all out. You hear so many bullshit things, that looks matter, and you look at the students, they all have different score. I erased it from this board earlier. How come they all have a different score? Because 20 out of 35 is the truth. So they like to hide the value. A lot of dating coaches like to hide the value that they have. They'll downplay their value. It's always called hidden value. They always have 20 out of 35 over that line. It's that simple. And they're telling you that they don't. That's the magic trick. And the zombies cannot perceive it. Zombies are like stupid ants. They're like walking on a piece of paper. They see a big square on the paper. And it's like, that's my perception. I'm a zombie. But if you start stacking the paper on top of each other with different stands for the paper, now you got a 3D world. A perception you cannot see. Because you can't see it when their eyes look crazy. You can only see like a smile, like RSD Tyler, high vibrational energy. You only see what you can see in your zombie perceptions. That's why the industry is gaslighted. Do the other dating coaches know you're a zombie? Every single one of them knows. They're a zombie themselves, but they know exactly what to say to you in your 2D fucking perception. So all I do is I just show you guys the fucking truth and snap you all your zombie mode. Some of you are still very stuck. That means if you're able to be that easily manipulated, you think you're smart and you're learning technical game and you're learning all these lines. I don't use lines. The students don't use fucking lines. Are you manipulated? If you're easily manipulated, are they speaking in such a way they don't offend you, so that way you're like a zombie that does not attack them? Is it possible that you're not as smart as you think you are? Is it possible you don't understand why my student gets results? Is it possible the zombies, the big zombie coaches, are value denying? Is it possible that it's all about the money? Is it possible the inner circle, the naturals, do not give a fuck? They're the human game. They don't even know that it's about money. Is it possible that you don't know, you have a shallow thinking? Is it possible you only see the surface level? Is it possible that you are subhuman, that you're just a zombie? Those are questions you have to ask yourself. And you look in the mirror and you can't perceive shit. Like my 5'3" student who was a former RSD victim, who was disagreeing with me, and later on to find out that I was right about the hair, about the fashion and the height. Are you wrong? But later find out doing your way, it blows up in your fucking face. Are you manipulated to the point where you think if Shaq gets results, you all get results, but you ignore the Phil Jackson? Yeah, exactly. That's why you're dropping off. That's all I gotta say to you guys today. I'm just ranting. I have no idea what I'm saying. And I'm probably sure when I watch this video later, I'll be like, what the fuck am I saying? John, you're crazy. You're seeing all sorts of weird shit. But I don't give a fuck. I'm just speaking my mind. Hope you guys learn a lot. And yeah, I got a lot more lay testimonials to post. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. I'll keep posting testimonials until I make my point. How many Bald students do I need to post before you guys get your head out of your ass? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Johnny Lee out.